Alrighty, welcome to our first ever
Spotlight Sunday. So in our spotlights, we are going to bring in people who are actively moving towards their higher purpose. And so we are very, very excited to bring in this week the ever radiant Ellie Winter.
Hello, thank you so much.
Yes, Ellie Winter is an incredible human who is the co-founder of Citrus and Sunlight, a movement, a company all about sharing her artwork and her other co-founders' artwork. It is absolutely beautiful, so check them out.
A company with conscience,
Yes.
which we are all about promoting here.
And today, Ellie is going to share with us an emotional healing technique, and we are very excited to receive this message and take it with us through our week and through our life. We did do an incredible interview with Ellie, but if you missed it,
I'm so sorry, but you were SOL.
yes, because the interview is no longer existent, but it was beautiful in that space and in that time to share. And we will be doing another interview as we continue to flow with this and grow.
All the sweeter since it's come and passed.
Yes. And without further ado, here is the emotional healing technique class with Ellie Winter.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
That was an excellent intro. So yeah, I just wanted to share, this is an exercise that I learned from my therapist. It's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques. And what it's kind of based off of, what it is based off of is the same as acupuncture and acupressure. The meridians, which in Chinese medicine are said to be points of energy flow, basically. And I don't know if you're anything like me, I really like, if I'm going to do something, I would like for there to be evidence, and some of that might sound a little bit woo-woo to some people. So I do want to say that this has been studied a good amount and the results are really promising. And you can't say for sure what is causing that or anything, but it's worked really well for me, and I don't, there's no downside to it. So yeah. Should I just start?
Yes,
please.
Okay. Awesome. So
beautiful addressing of that, reaching into this unbelief. There's a prayer that I used to learn back in Catholic school. God, I'm not believing, help my unbelief. Lord, help my unbelief. I think it was St. Peter's prayer. I can't quite remember, but I love that. Thank you for starting that way, because sometimes these things feel uncomfortable, and that's a good thing to address. That if you don't do something that's uncomfortable, then nothing will change. You can't see progress. You can't see growth.
Yeah, and it felt pretty strange to me at first, but you get more comfortable with it, and yeah, it starts to feel just really comforting. So I'll show you first the meridians. We're going to be tapping on our meridians. The first is in the center of your head, halfway between the front and the back. There's a little sensitive spot, if you can find it. The next one is the corners of your eyes, the bone at the corners of your eyes. And right here, the inside, kind of at the top, below your eyebrows.
Ooh.
The top of your lip in the middle. Your chin, the crease of your chin in the middle. Right below your collarbone, there's the groove down the middle, and then there's two kind of indents that you can feel. Should be a little bit sensitive, a little bit. After that one, the your underarm meridian is kind of, it's just in this area, and you don't have to tap this one, just kind of massage this area. Feels a little bit ticklish to me here. And what we're going to be saying, well, what I want you to do, first of all, is identify something you're feeling, something you want to work on. For me, I'll probably choose anxiety. And this, I'm super familiar how this feels in my body. It shows up. You want to get like a real physical sense of where it's showing up in your body so you can focus really well on it. For me, anxiety shows up behind my sternum, feels kind of like a fist in my chest, warm, kind of my throat. So I'm going to be focusing on that feeling. And what you're going to say while you tap is, I love myself totally and completely, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. And when I say that, I'm going to be thinking of the sensation. Can I ask you guys, what are you focusing on?
Yes, I love that. I'm focusing on the self-doubt, believing in myself and that I have the experience and the tools to continue growing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And where does that show up in your body?
Right here, when I start to get doubt, my shoulders start to sneak their way up to the ears. And I feel it usually as well right on the sides of my eyes. So I start to feel like tenseness coming here and here.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome, but that's, my therapist always says that's really good noticing.
Thank you.
I was just thinking about like shrinking. I was like, oh, I want to work on not shrinking so much. And I feel like most of my shrinking comes like right here. I like pull in. And so I think I'm going to be focusing right here on my chest quite a bit. And also on the back of my neck, right there.
Yeah.
Top of my head.
That's really good. You guys are great at this. And okay, and so the other thing I'm going to ask you is, what would you say the intensity is right now? You can do 1 to 10 if you want.
Intensity of the feeling that we're
feeling right now.
I would say 40%.
Okay.
Was I supposed to? I was supposed to put it on which scale?
I chose different scale.
Yeah. You, okay. Whatever you want.
All right, perfect. I would say that, especially when I go in front of, when I'm doing something new, such as leading classes or promoting live streams, or even just like talking with friends. Sometimes I get social anxiety. So it's a little more spiked now, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm uncomfortable in the situation. It's just how my body wants to respond in social situations. So I think that it's high. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would put it at probably 6.5 to a 7, somewhere in that area.
Yeah. I would say my anxiety is higher than base level. I feel kind of like I'm public speaking. So I would say mine is probably, around 7. So remember how it is right now. And oh yeah, by the way, I am not a licensed health professional or anything. This is just, and you don't need one necessarily for this activity. It's not, like I said, it's not like risky or anything, but just so you know, there's my disclaimer.
Everyday people doing everyday things to get higher, better together.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. So focus on that feeling in your body. We'll start with the first meridian, tapping. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Move on. Whenever you're ready, go at your own speed. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Inner eyebrows. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Make sure you're focusing on how it feels in your body. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. The crease of your chin. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. The divots below your collarbone. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. The meridian down the sides of your ribs, just massage between your ribs. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Now take a minute to see what you feel now. What is there now? To me, I feel the space in my chest is opened up a little bit. Before it felt hot, and it feels like it's cooled down a bit now. Before I was a 7, and I think I would say I'm a 4. And what is there for you guys? What do you notice?
I already felt myself opening up more, less shrinking. I felt myself expanding more after that.
Mm-hmm.
I could take deeper breaths, and I also feel I'm around like a 4-5 range. 4.5 maybe is more realistic. That's perfect. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be perfectly accurate.
I felt specifically after the head here, moving into the meshing of the ribs, it felt like my back allowed the placeholder for my wings.
Oh,
It feels light back there. And I think I felt for a long time very like rigid. And
I
now
heard
it's
your
feeling,
back adjust.
yeah, my back did. It went.
that's beautiful. That's awesome.
So I feel, and I automatically went,
Yeah.
So I'm really feeling it like on my scale, like less than 10%. I think that initial like adjustment remembered like, oh, don't put your head down, keep your head up. You're holding your crown that's just floating. You don't even need to hold it on your head. It's always there.
Yeah. I know. It's really impressive to me, just like I feel it physically. I feel physically much more relaxed. And sometimes my therapist will have me do is, well, sometimes after you go through, you notice what is there and you're like, well, what I said before, that wasn't quite right. It was actually this. And so then maybe you could go through again, do it again. If you'd like, we can do it again.
Shall we?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
You know, I think first timers, why not? Practice
And
perfect.
yeah. Yeah, I usually do it a few times in each round. Then you kind of reassess where you are.
Yeah. Can we add in one thing that I've picked up about getting our like nerves on fire is pick which hand you tap with. I know some of them we do both, but do the circle of your palm and it starts to get the tingly sensations going. So it's like kind of a little reminder of how much magic we have inside of us and bringing
Ooh,
this
I
into
like
our tapping. Yeah, it's like tingly, tingly.
Yes, we're all witches here.
Mhm.
This is a coven.
Yes, the witches, they couldn't burn.
Please and thank you.
uh,
Speaking of, today Mary was moving, we were just reading, and Mary was able to read different energies on each of her fingers. It was it was just kind of wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, you can't, I don't know what to tell you about non-belief when you're sitting there looking at things moving and you're just like,
like, wow, what?
That's pretty crazy.
It is.
You're powerful.
You're powerful.
Okay. Again, are you, oh yeah. Again, focusing in on that sensation. Maybe it's changed slightly. You've noticed that what you thought it wasn't exactly accurate. For me, this is a feeling I'm familiar with, and that hasn't changed too much, except it's less intense. I feel more space in my chest, and it feels kind of higher, the tightness. And I don't feel it in my throat as much. And you said you both are starting, you're at less than 10% and you're at a 4.5 out of 10?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Starting with the head again, right in the center. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Corner of your eyes, right on the bone. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Inner corner of your eyes, on the brow bone. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Upper lip in the center. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. The crease below your bottom lip. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. The divots to the side, your sternum, below your collarbone. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Focusing on the sensation in your body, moving to your underarms, up and down, massaging between your ribs. I fully and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling anxious right now. Take as long as you need to notice what's there. Whatever's there, allow it to be there instead of fighting it. Make space. The more I try to fight the feeling in my chest, the tighter it gets. When I notice I'm feeling anxious, when I notice the feeling in my chest, I just say to myself, I'm starting to feel anxious. And then I say, and that's okay. And it makes it just a little more spacious. Whenever you're ready, let me know how that was for you guys.
Feel taller. Less pressure in my body that I realize I create. So it's beautiful to be able to work that energy, the sticky stuff, especially in the nitty-gritty parts. I feel like I focus a lot on like my chakras and like the line, but sometimes I forget about like how the energy can reach into like here and here too, and focusing on where it's reaching and where it might be getting stuck.
Yeah.
I feel so much more aware of how my spirit and mentality are connected, or mental state are connected to my physical state. There was a part of this tapping where I started right here. I started like welling up, like I started feeling like I was going to cry. And I was just like, what is that? And then moving down here. And then when I touched my lower back, same thing. I was like, huh. And how strange that, or not strange, but how cool, how wild that we have this ability to directly connect to those parts of us through a physical reality.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting how, well, for so long, humans thought of a separation between mind and body that doesn't exist. And yeah, I mean, it's been studied. Trauma is absolutely stored in your body. And I mean, I'm sure.
And like generational trauma, you have trauma from your grandparents and your great grandparents, and just all of these, why do you think you're scared of the dark? Like, why is that an innate fear? Why are there these images that so many people like have these bad dreams of this certain person or this certain image? Generational trauma, it's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, that's super crazy. I'm very interested in how trauma is passed down through generations. Wow.
That's beautiful, Ellie. I'm going to be practicing this more, and definitely be taking this with me throughout the week.
I can't wait to show my kids.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I love that. And if you have a second, if you're watching this after it's over, maybe take a second to write down what you're feeling, how you felt before, and how you're feeling now. I forgot to ask, what would you rate your sensation now?
Oh, honestly, I'm at almost a 2. I would say I'm probably way closer to that.
Yeah.
Almost nothing, maybe even. I don't know. I really, I feel very opened up. Much more myself.
Yeah, I feel very low on the scale of self-doubt, because I realize that it's really just a fear, but fear can be also translated in excitement. So looking at the light of that versus the darkness will really just continue to heal and grow, and it's getting smaller and smaller, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What about you?
For me, I feel 2 to 3. Yeah. And it's something that I have to do like consistently, is like remind myself not to try and fight it, because that's what really intensifies it for me.
Feeds it.
Yes.
Instead of getting into the opposite. It's like we almost think we can think our way out of things, and it's like, no, you're doing the thing that you should stop doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Well, before we close out this beautiful first Spotlight Sunday, Is there anything you would like to share? It could be a quote, something that popped up, anything that comes to mind that you're just like,
A little
"Let's
wisdom
share this."
perhaps.
You know, could I read that quote I was trying to read last time?
Yes,
Please.
please.
I
Okay.
loved your quote so much last time too.
And if you're still,
I'm gonna do the whole thing. I should have pulled this up before. I think I can find it right away.
lovely. Feel free to journal through this or just enjoy it, but remembering that the act of journaling is so powerful. It's non-judgmental and it's for you to grow, and that's a way to manifest the growth is by journaling,
No one has to see your journal.
drawing.
It's all yours.
Yeah. Getting something down on paper.
I have like most of it memorized, but I don't want to mess it up. This podcast this podcast episode is amazing. I also like all of the episodes really. This is On Being with Krista Tippett, and this episode is Maria Popova and Natalie Battlehaw. I might be saying that wrong. And it's entitled Cosmic Imagining, Civic Pondering. See here. I'm very close.
Can you share the author one more time?
The author. So this is Natalie Battlehaw speaking. She, I believe, is an astrophysicist, and Maria Popova is a poet. And this episode is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I found it. Sorry about that. It took 13.7 billion years for the atoms to come together to create the portal to the universe, which is my physical self. So in that statement is this idea, or the fluidity of time and space. And I kind of see it all at once, and I don't know what me is. I just feel part of everything. And I feel such a deep gratitude for being able to take this conscious look at the universe, at myself as being part of the universe. So that perspective and this idea of the universe evolving from energy into simple matter, into gradual complexity, into microbes on planet Earth, and then 2 billion years later, the symbiotic merger of bacteria and archaea to create a eukaryote, which exploded complexity, creating us, the complexity and intelligent life that we have today. That vision and just how improbable is my birth and this opportunity just fills me with the deep gratitude and sustains me through the darkest moments. I don't know what that means in terms of a soul. I don't prescribe to anything more. I don't need anything more, frankly. I'm completely at home with the idea that I've had this ephemeral time here to do this, and I'm just so grateful, and that's enough.
That was beautiful, Ellie. Thank you for sharing that.
I love that.
Being truly grateful is really the key to it all. Everything around us is a miracle, and looking at it with childlike imagination and creativity is how I find myself connecting to my higher self best. So thank you for that reminder and that impactful message of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
wild to be here.
It's wild to be here. And we're here living in the same time, in the same place with unlimited opportunities to share. So we might as well all level up together.
Absolutely.
Yay. Well, thank you for tuning in, and there will be more of these in the future. So be on the lookout for our next session with the incredible Ellie Winter.
Don't forget to check her out at Citrus and Sunlight. Is that it's on Instagram, and then where else can we find you?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Love it. All
Ooh.
right. Excellent. We'll see you there.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.